So I heard about Dominic Urban through Gary Trent, who owns Oki Power Washing out in Oklahoma City. Gary is a longtime Footbridge client. He's crushing it out there. And Gary was like, dude, Dom is gonna pass me up, man. He's doing so good. He's crushing the reviews. And little did I know, Dom was going to email me about 8 months later, meaning a week ago. He hit me up and I didn't know he has 3 Footbridge media sites. Guys, if you don't know who Footbridge Media is, I beat this dead horse, but this is really cool because he has 3 separate businesses with 3 separate Footbridge websites. I'll put the link to Footbridge Media and the $199 deal. You can only get it through me. It'll be in the description, but let's listen to this interview about marketing, about what he has to say about building these 3 separate businesses. His story is very unique, and why he relies on Footbridge Media to build out his contractor websites for all of his businesses. And there may be a 4th business in there somewhere. Let's go ahead and jump into the interview. Yes. Dominic, how are you doing, brother?
Doing good, Aaron. Appreciate you having me on, man. It's going to be fun. This episode, I'm going to try to bring the energy, the excitement, and the motivation, man, because I know there's a lot of young guns out there, a lot of young guys, and even older guys that are wanting to get into the power washing business, window cleaning, or whatever business that you're trying to get into. And Aaron, you've said it multiple times. It's all about the marketing, so obviously we're going to talk about Footbridge. I know you're going to ask me questions about that. That's probably like the first thing we'll probably talk about because it's the most important thing. But hit me with whatever questions you have. I'll definitely run on a few topics. If I do, just catch me, tell me to slow down. And
all good, man. I love these like informal talks because it just kind of allows us to free flow. And I know the guys out there who at least watch my channel, they definitely appreciate the genuineness of that. So they like that kind of discussion, that podcast-esque, you know what I mean? So let's just roll, dude. So you started, what business did you start first? Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first is Urban Cleaning Pros. So I'm in Oklahoma, North OKC area. And I started window cleaning about 2 years ago. Quickly found out that is small time. That is, you find out about window cleaning, didn't even know people pay to clean windows. And to fast forward, Gary, which you interviewed on one of your episodes, who owns Oki Power Washing, I called this guy and I said, hey, man, is this power washing thing real? Because I've started this little window cleaning thing and I'm interested about power washing. So I call him. He said, yeah, come up. I'll show you. I'm doing a graffiti removal job. The dude makes $500 in 30 minutes. So I was like, F it. I'm doing it. 500 bucks in 30 minutes. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm over here being a manager at an Anytime Fitness gym.
Sure.
And I said, you know what? I had no money at the time, but I had a credit card. I was just like, boom, credit card. Let's do this. And that was back in 2020. So right as the pandemic is going on, which everybody was saying, don't start a business. It's too scary. It's too scary. Just like it is now, right? With inflation. So I took my ball sack out and I said, I'm going for it. So Urban Cleaning Bros was the first one. And I remember like it was yesterday. It was you and maybe a couple of people. It might've been just you. Before I set up Google My Business, I knew for a fact that I couldn't do the marketing and the website. And I knew if I was going to do this, I wanted to do it right. And you had talked about Footbridge. I checked them out and I set it up. Back then, they were only charging $174, I think, a month. And I think I'm still locked into that price. So started Urban Cleaning Pros. And dude, I went on a tear, an absolute tear. And my motto is, I don't even know if I'm, hopefully you might have to bleep this out, but it's all about busting ass, just like when you were a kid and you get your ass beat for doing something wrong. Even as a grown man, I'm physically having to bust my own ass every single day and pretend like this little business is just restarting over and over and over. And so even though we're just cleaning windows and we're just power washing, dude, that first year, you can see how many reviews we have. The reason we have so many reviews is because I literally here's a little tactic, a little takeaway, a little piece that people can use when asking for reviews. A lot of people have systems
I
in
love
place
this.
that there's a few systems that people can auto generate and send these little links by text. I'm old school. I'm literally looking at Betty or John, whoever the customer is, and I'm saying, John, hey, this is after we're done, right? And I'll mention it before, but I'll say, hey, John, I'm going to send you a link. It's a Google rating link. If you have 2 seconds to share a 5-star rating, I don't even say review, because I don't want people to have to think they got to type.
Don't be honest, by God. I
Nah,
need a
nah.
5-star damn review.
And I look him dead, Aaron. I say this right here. I said, John, my family lives and dies on these reviews. I'm going to share this link to you. If you got 2 seconds to spare, my family depends on these. I say it like that every time.
Oh, they can't not do it.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And so, of course, sometimes I'll have a little QR code right there. Can you do it right now, John? And we just get it done. Same thing on the commercial side. If these young guys, some of you young guys listening, even some of you veterans, I know we get complacent and like, oh, my business already has 100 reviews, whatever. It doesn't matter, man. Like I don't want my competition to even be close to me. I want to be 100 plus more, And so we've finished up commercial work. I'll have the whole damn office. Hey, Chelsea, Amy, can you do we're doing everybody. Hey, let's go to the next one and get some more reviews,
Dude, that is such a great strategy that you're using. And truly, what you were talking about and just busting ass. There is something that I was reading earlier, and I'm a big fan of Robert Greene. A lot of his books, some of them they're all super thick and really just heady. You got to take your time. The sad thing is they're the size of a phone book. So taking your time is going to take forever, but what you do read will hit you differently. And he talks about Sun Tzu in his book of the 33 Strategies of War, talking about Sun Tzu putting the army on what's called death ground. And, if you're not, I don't know if you like to read or anything, but you did this, whether or not you know it, you put the army on death ground, similar to Cortez, where he talks about burning the ships. That's become a real popular quote now. That was Cortez burning the ships, putting the army into a position that it either succeeds or it dies.
Right.
And truthfully, if you put yourself in something like that, you will fight 3 times harder. It has been proven across the board. If you back yourself into a corner, you will come out fighting harder. And 2016, 2017 was my similar time with my divorce and everything. I truly had $500 to my name, and it was going to be a long, drawn out custody battle where if you wielded, basically I figured out if you wielded time with my son against me, Aaron's light bulbs clicked on. Like that was the thing that ignited my busting ass. And it was just, there was no hours to the day. It was just all 24 hours for me. I didn't care. I slept if I needed to. And a lot of guys, I don't know that they understand that type of thing. And I don't necessarily recommend that completely. I do recommend a good 16-hour day if you're getting started. But the whole, sleeping and then waking up super early, going and doing it, it was hard on me mentally, hard on me physically, but I had to get it done and it worked. So putting a man in a position to do what he has to do and watch him come out swinging, I think that's beautiful, putting yourself in that death ground position. Check out Robert Greene if you ever get a chance. That book is, I got to go back and read that because I didn't remember that. Another guy brought that to me. So check that out, dude. That's huge. So now you've got 3 businesses and they're all 3 with Footbridge. And I remember Gary Trent telling me about you in the interview. He was like, dude, Dom is going to pass me up, bro. He's hustling, dude. I was like, who is this Dom guy? I wanted to know who you were, and now it's good to see you.
It's and I give a lot of credit to Gary in terms of the how to operate, how to do a power washing business, right? How do you downstream SH? What chemical? And he's helped me out a lot. One thing that I'm doing is one thing. The reason I did want to come on here is because I want to tell some of these jokers, if you're just starting out, charge out the ass. If you're coming here trying to do a $99 job, you're pissing me off. Because I don't care if you have a 2.5 gallon Ryobi, you could still charge 2,500, 4,500. It just takes you 4 days.
You better. It's going to take you 4 damn days.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I see these guys starting up left and right here in Oklahoma, and that's great. I will say Oklahoma is not like Alabama. It's not like Florida. We are doing more restoration, red dirt removal. We're dealing with
Okay.
acids. We're dealing with like crazy off. I mean, there's mold here, but people still aren't used to getting their driveway cleaned. And even if they are, it's minuscule in terms of what you guys are doing over there in Tennessee and Florida, Georgia. It's night and day difference. So
Sure.
we're doing a lot of restoration acid jobs, which, you're wearing a mask, you're dealing with one restore. You should be charging a ton of money for these jobs. So I'm coming on here to say, if you're just starting out, or if you're still in the business, some of these jokers who've been doing it for 5+ years are charging beer money. And I'm just like, dude, what are you guys doing? So you're kind of pissing me off with the pricing here.
You're
And
exactly right, man. You're
and
exactly
and,
right.
and my goal is, if we're not doing $200 an hour, then we're not profitable. If I can make $200 an hour, whether it's window cleaning or power washing, boom, we're in the green. Stuff's getting paid for. We're not just paying for stuff. We're not just paying our operational costs, but we're putting money aside to buy assets. We're doing this power washing business so that we can move money towards the solar company business, which you might be asking me what other businesses I have done with Footbridge. One of them is a solar company. Now
Tell
that's
me
a
about
long
that,
term.
dude.
Yeah, so
Just give me the brief rundown. If it's a big
to,
story, give it to me.
no, it's a small story. It's totally small. What I did was I was sitting here. This was about a year ago, and I said, man, if it ever goes south, I keep seeing the solar gig. People are doing this whole solar thing. It's becoming very, very common. In fact, it's becoming almost necessary. Some states are requiring it. Some cities are. And so I was like, screw it. Let's just start a solar business. So I, it was in August. Most power washing companies are slower in August. Now, I'm not saying everybody is, but I was, because I was just starting out. For 2 weeks, I went to go work for a company for 2 weeks, learned how to do some solar stuff, where to order it at, how to do some basic minor stuff. And I went there to meet people who know how to do solar. I met a master electrician. I met a journeyman electrician. I met
Wow.
guys who are willing to say, hey, dude, when you're ready, I'm ready to jump on board. Boom, I got 3 contacts. Boom, I have a potential business set aside when I have the capital ready. First thing to do is, like you've always said, get the website going, get the leads. So now my phone's going off the hook. I don't have a solar company. I just have people calling, right? I don't even have
Bro,
inventory yet. I don't even have inventory,
you ain't
but
even real yet, but you got
not
the
even
site
real.
set up. I love
Exactly.
it, dude.
Exactly. So
Guerrilla
now,
tactics.
gorilla baby, hey, fake it till you make it. And so now that is a 5-year long-term plan. Once I have 100K to buy um the initial 3 to 4 orders of solar panels, boom, we have the operational costs to fund payroll, to fund some managers, and get that going. But that's down the road. We're also, the money that I make now in Urban Cleaning Pros, which to add on, you said I had 3 businesses. So one is Urban Cleaning Pros, power washing.
Okay.
The second is the solar one, which is not real yet. The third is another power washing website in Tulsa. I'm in OKC. Tulsa's about
45, something like that. Is
it's
that
an
right?
hour 30 minutes.
Oh,
Hour
okay.
30 minutes.
I'm
So what
off.
I'll do is, we get a bunch of leads from there. I'll schedule 2-3 jobs in a day and drive up there, make 1,000 a day, at least 1,000 to make it worth our time, and then come back. Sometimes stay the night up there. So
Dude, this is beautiful because all right, so all of these work together, and I love how you're leaning into the high ticket. So you're doing pressure washing, which is obviously more high ticket generally than window cleaning. But solar is obviously very high ticket, and that is install. But now you also have the cleaning of the solar that's
right.
going to be a deal within there, which works perfectly with your water fed pole and your pressure washer. So you got this little ecosystem that you're developing of just high ticket
High ticket.
items.
Yep. For
That's what
sure.
it is, man. I love
For
it.
sure. Trying to think big, man. It's like, no one, I didn't know anything going into power washing, and I don't know anything about solar, but it's just like, screw it, man. We're just going to go into it believing that we can do it. And it's about finding the right people. Oh, Johnny, you know Johnny? Okay. You know Bob? okay, let's get him over here. Let's talk to him and bring him on the team. So 3 companies, and we're gonna start a fourth one here soon. I've already submitted a new profile. This company, I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's basically it's more of a it's a backup business in terms of if everything goes south, right? Power washing goes away, inflation it gets worse and worse. People are having a hard time paying for food or rent or whatever.
Sure.
I want this business, it's revolved around it's something that's absolutely needed, right?
Okay.
So boom, boom. Well, we got that going. We got that working. You know what I mean? So it just helps me sleep better at night. It helps me just, okay, there's always something. I don't want to put all my eggs
You're
in
a
one
machine,
basket.
bro. Like you remind me a lot of my brother Pierce, who has like 4 or 5 trucks now, and he is a machine. Pierce is gonna have a kid coming up here in August, but he hasn't up until this point. And so Pierce doesn't know the days exist. He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't care. He's like, if there's money in Orange Beach, if there's money, he's like, I'm going there, or one of my guys is going to be there. He has a dry vent cleaning thing that he does. He makes bank on. He just like drives up, cleans, $200 and leaves.
Yeah.
Like he's very smart, and the work ethic that he puts out there is like it's almost like second to none. There's just you can't beat the guy. You just need to compete with him or be friends with him. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Pierce has over 3,000 gallons of tank of bleach in a tank on site, right? He's got the local guys buying from him. So like he's built it into a thing now. So you remind me a lot of him though. Very, very industrious, just going to make it happen. Who cares? Like that's how you kind of got to go into this business, is like, you really can't fail. Like you fail if you just quit. Like that's how it is. Like I feel like my life has been me being kind of like a ping pong ball in a wind tunnel, man. Like my buddies used to, kind of poke a little fun at me because I would bounce to the different things. And I was in music for years, and I was in insurance before that. And the funny thing is like, they didn't understand. My mentality was like, I'm trying to find like the quickest way to cash. I'm staying here for a second. I'm going to lock into something.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to dissect it just enough to where I don't have so much invested as far as time, as far as money, that I can't get out easily if it's not what I'm into. It wasn't me just being indecisive. It was me trying to figure out the mechanisms. Like, all right, is it high ticket? Is it low weight, non-perishable? Like, how can I dissect this thing and really see if it's something I want to invest my time into and money? Because, dude, I value my time more than I value anything.
Yep.
Like me being able to play with my son, bro, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't have to make that much money as long as I could just do that whenever I wanted. And like, that is it at the end of the day for me. Like, yeah, I want to travel, I want to do some fun things, but when you start being able to do that stuff, you start being able to like, like the material stuff isn't really
doesn't matter.
It wasn't it's not the same lure as it was for me when I was 17.
No,
like I was like, all this stuff, like cool cars, all this. Of course, I like some cool cars, but it's like that's not the motivation now in my age, So you got 4 businesses almost. So you're going to start the 4, and all 3, the current 3, the solar, Urban Cleaning Pros, and the other pressure washing, are all with Footbridge. Now you got to tell me, why did you decide to triple down on a Footbridge website?
The results, man. Footbridge is outstanding. I mean, the people they have working there, of course, you have to post projects, which you're just basically sending photos and a brief description. That's what a project is, right? Boom. Give them a few weeks. Now they're getting, obviously, Footbridge is gaining popularity. I mean, they're adding more people there to work. I mean, they're
right. They've got more.
It might be all you freaking making their business. So hopefully
it is, but
you got 30% of the business. But man, they're on point. They're dialed in. The reviews speak for themselves, right? We all look at reviews if we go to a restaurant. Just look at the reviews, and I was like, damn, they basically made my business in the power washing industry. Yeah. You have to physically go work, but my phone is ringing because of them. So I said, well, you know what? Let's start a power washing business in Tulsa. Boom, let's start a solar company. I said, you guys are in I would say 7 months. If you're hustling now, if you're thinking I'm just gonna go lollygag around and not get any
Amen.
reviews, hey, cool, nothing's gonna happen. But
Just quit. Get out of the business, dude. Like if you're gonna do that, just get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
You got to hustle in this game, man.
You got to hustle. You got to hustle. And so right now, it might sound like I want to be the best power washer. I do not want to be the best power washer. I don't, when I introduce myself, I don't want, hey, I own Urban Cleaning Pros, a power washing company. No, 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 no. I'm an entrepreneur. And so right now we're making a crap ton of money and we're trying to get into the real estate game, right? That's what I wanted to do from the beginning, was have cash to buy real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So now we're making great money. Boom, let's start these separate LLCs. Let's move some money over here, tax man, and boom, we're going to go buy some property this week. Yeah. Cash money. Let's just, boom, let's start going, baby. Let's hit it. Let's hit the ground running. And so
speak on that. Hold on. Okay. So when it talks about, because that was the whole lean and mean thought, right? Was like, don't brand your life as a pressure washer.
Right.
Like use these high margin services that you can take
use
home.
That money. Exactly.
Use the money.
Buy assets.
And they're like, oh, well, you listen to the real estate guys, and I listen to a lot of them that we probably all listen to. And it's like, yeah, you got to have, 10% down, 20% down, whatever. And I'm like, dude, where am I going to get like $200K working a job? Like, because everything in Nashville is $1 million if you're going to buy now. It's like, or more. And it's like, okay, well, before pressure washing, I'm like, where am I going to get this type of just income that's sitting, waiting for me to put it down to get the loan itself? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep. And I say this all the time. I'm like, if I see an employee, I feel bad because they're stuck in the matrix still. Their mind doesn't understand, like, to conceive 25 to $5,000 in a day. It doesn't, like, you might tell your buddy that, but they don't. They think it's impossible,
totally.
Until you work with somebody. I mean, damn, I'm showing my brother, like, look, dude, we made $3,000 in 3 hours. And then he's just like, holy cow, like, I wasn't making that in a month, like what? And then I'm just like, well, and then I look at him and I'm saying, what if we could do 10K in a day? What can we do? And that goes to solar. Like, think bigger, man. It goes back to, we can do anything. We can literally do anything if we just try it. We just go try it. We just set out and we wake up and we grind and we go hard,
You just bounce into the walls, man. Like, people are so scared to like hit a roadblock or get stuck. And I will tell you, man, being a creative has helped me in that way, because I wrote music for 10 years. I was a published writer. Like, that's what I did for a living. And it was like, me like getting stuck in a song. It just doesn't matter if you get stuck. You got to finish the damn song.
Right.
So like, I hit a wall. I literally, that's all I do is run into walls all day, but somehow I'm zigzagging forward. You know what I mean? And I eventually get there. And what you're saying is, you bump into the electrician, right? You go work, you check it out. You go to the solar thing, you're figuring it out. You get an electrician, you get another contact. You've already figured out the 3 pillars you need to hire immediately to do the first job.
Exactly.
Like, you already know, I got job one. I got the 3 guys. This guy does this guy does this, and this guy's an expert in this. That's all I need. Here's my margin. Here's what the average price goes for. Here's what's going out the door to these guys. Boom, boom, boom. Duplicate 10 leads down the line. I know what my costs are. I know where I'm getting my stuff. You already got a little business set up.
Yep.
Boom. Now you'll figure it out as you go.
Right. And let me add to that, Aaron, like, you'll have doubters, right? I'm sure you had doubters, somebody in your family, one of your friends, whatever.
Oh, sure.
And the guys that are trying to get into this business today, right? I'm trying to say something to you, because here's an example. Before I started the power washing business, I remember it like it was yesterday, dude. I was talking to my brother-in-law, said, hey man, and this time I had already got my squeegee, so I'm cleaning windows for like $40. Like,
right.
thought that was cool, clean windows for $40 in an hour. I remember I was talking to my brother-in-law who owns the gym, right? Who owns the gym that I was working at.
Oh, this is the worst individual to
Yeah.
talk to.
Yeah. So he's like, I said, hey man, I'm gonna buy this power washer for 15 grand on my credit card. I was like, you think I should do it? And he tells me, nah, man, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Just play it safe. And I'll never forget that, man. And I just looked at him like for real, dude? Like, no, like give it a shot, no, nothing. And that will stick with me for the rest of my life, you know. And now he's asking me when I'm coming back to him, and these big ass companies in Oklahoma City are calling me like want me to schedule, and we're doing 30 grand in a month. You know, he's just like, what? How are you doing it? You know, like what? And I said, well, first, I just believed in myself. You know,
Dude, it's
and it's
so
just wild,
interesting.
man. It's
People
wild.
want you to do well. They just don't want you to do better than them.
Yeah.
And they speak from that insecurity more often than not.
Yep.
And you have to even watch, like, I had a good childhood, but a lot of people, this is their father, this is their mother. And, they say the road to hell is paved on good intentions. And you really have to take that into consideration heavily, that your own parents may not like want you to fail, but your dad definitely still has an ego.
Yep.
Okay. Like he has 100%. An ego, and he may grow out of it. Usually they do, probably around 60. They start lightening up. You know what I mean? I remember when my grandfather, he was a 49-year merchant marine chief engineer. All right. Like just an actual sailor and cussed like one. And I remember when that edge diet kind of went away for him, where it was just like, I hope that you just do amazing things, son. But there was a time that he was like me. You know what I mean? He was an animal, dude. He was like, I'm coming for everything. I'm going to be the chief engineer of this boat. He didn't graduate the 9th grade, right? Like went to Annapolis, where all of these, high brass kids are taking this merchant marine test. He's a little podunk Alabama kid who quit the 9th grade and went up there and made a 96. Like he told me, Dom, he said, I went up there and I just had your mama. Your mom was just born. She was the firstborn. So it was his first kid. He said, if I didn't pass this test, I wasn't coming back. If I didn't pass the test, I wasn't coming back home. And that's death ground. That's burning the ships.
Yep.
That's literally putting yourself in that position. You're doing that, dude. You're extending yourself out. You're like going in, you're infiltrating like solar, you know what I mean? Like you're running like psyops over here, bro.
Dude, I was in the warehouse. I was in the warehouse before anybody got to the office. I'd get there like 6 a.m. I'm looking at the packaging, like, all right, they ordered it from this company in California. Boom, let me take picture. And then I'm going in. Hey, bro, you want to start a business with me? We're talking on the side. All right, yep, you got me. All right, cool. Yep,
Are you disgruntled? Are you disgruntled?
I was doing that to everybody. Like, hey, you like this job? All right, come on. You want to come over here? I was just lighting it up.
Start, man. That's how they start. I love that.
In fact, the owner, this was like 3 months down the road. I had snapped a couple of photos on the roof, right, for the Google My Business. Like, yep, got these installed pictures. Put it on my website. The owner, 3 months later, he's like, hey, you got some. Where'd you get these pictures from? I said, well, I don't remember where those came from, but hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll get those off right away.
Where'd you get this? I don't know where to.
Well, hey, I mean, I was, cleaning the solar panels.
Hey, it's an innocent mistake, my friend. You know what I mean?
But we're constantly grinding, man. We're trying to go after it, and if you're not making mistakes, you're never gonna. You can just sit at home and nothing ever's gonna happen, So I know we're short on time, Aaron. I don't know how many more minutes you got left.
I think we got like 9 left on the
9 minutes.
Zoom.
Okay, cool.
But I love that you've got your 3 businesses going. Obviously we reached out. I connected with you because you reached out to me and said, hey, dude, I got 3 businesses with Footbridge, and I thought that was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like that's insane to me that like a guy not only believes in Footbridge as much as I do, but he believes in it 3 times, right? In 3 different businesses in 3 different areas. Yeah. He's like, the customer service is great. Obviously the product works,
right?
The service works, and you've tripled down into it. And Hey, buddy, I'm on the phone. All right. All right. I'll come out there in a second. All right, baby. And you've obviously tripled down into it, and it's going great for you.
100%. That's
awesome, dude. So I know we got, what do we got, about 8 minutes left here. Dom, what is the next move for you? Is it, I know you got the fourth business, and then are you just going to like dominate solar OKC? Is that like the plan?
It really,
because that's in the cards. I believe that for you.
Yeah. It goes back to what you said. Where's the money? How can I get the money right now? Right. So with this fourth business that we're about to start, I know the money will come in pretty quick. And the reason I started that is so I could shift with what happens in the world today. Right. So either way, we'll be good. I know we'll be good. We'll be fine. We'll do a little play with some real estate on the side, and Footbridge is going to carry us $200 a month. I mean, I don't even know what they charge now. I'm assuming it's around $200.
It's $200. Yeah,
200. I mean, that is minuscule. If you don't have the money, go get a credit card and put it on a credit card. Because if you don't have it, and I can tell you this, so many customers are like, "Oh my God, the website was so beautiful. It was easy, and then, Johnny A with A1 pressure washer, and it looks like it was built in 1995. Yeah, they're going to pick me just because the website's better.
It looks good, man. It's amazing to me when people are like, $200. I'm like
that is
literally
nothing.
if they understood, I would literally go light $200 on fire and then pay my $200 for how much they've done for me and my business and how well the SEO has worked. It's been amazing if you just follow the steps. I talk about the steps a lot, and I try to guide guys through that process. You'd be amazed at how many people don't listen, but I beat the dead horse, as many people know. They're probably tired of me hearing about it. But the issue is that now we have a few. I think you're definitely like the top guy as far as how many businesses you have. But we have a lot of guys they've been with Footbridge for 2 years, right? And they are just crushing. Like Gary Trent, downtown OKC, he's just like crushing, right? And Starkey up in Claremore, right? He's crushing. He's doing well. Alex Hammond, a lot of these different guys, myself. It's just amazing to see like the guys who've just, I don't know. I told them to do like this, and this, and they were just like, okay. And they go do it, and it fucking works. You know what I mean? I'm like, exactly. I want you to win, because they don't understand, like, when you win, I win. See, it's a symbiotic relationship. I want you to do better. I do better. We all do better. A rising tide lifts all boats.
100%.
Dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on the call, man. Thanks for giving me your time on this Sunday. I know you got a little girl and I got a little boy. I know I'm going to go eat some ice cream.
Yeah, we just came back from snow cones and she's looking at me now. So we'll probably go to the mall, play video games, and hang out for the rest of the day. I love it.
I'm going to go see Maverick. I've heard it's good.
It was good.
Awesome, dude.
I saw it with my wife last weekend. So I definitely say go for it, man. Brings back some nostalgic, memories and stuff. So
totally. Well, let's connect soon. All right.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Later.